Hey gang, David Henry from Inspired Tennis. Hope you're doing well. Hey, I want to shoot a follow-up video to a video I did just recently about power pads for tennis rackets when you're stringing with power pads or using power pads, okay? So I did one a couple weeks ago, or not a couple weeks ago, within the past week. So go back if you haven't seen it yet. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can find it there. If you're watching it on my blog at inspired-tennis.com, you can find it there. So go watch that one first and then come back to this one as a follow-up that I wanted to do to power pads. Before I get going, sporting a new Adidas shirt courtesy of my friend and client Cam Wolliver. So Cam, if you're watching, thanks for the shirt. He had a few extras that didn't quite fit him right, so he passed them along to me, and they're much appreciated, bro. So thank you. Now to the video about power pads. It's going to be amateur hour here as far as the camera work, because I'm going to come over and get the camera and show you some power pads, and then I'm going to come back to try to get back to this angle and talk to some points on the board behind me. So here goes amateur hour. Let's move on around here, and I'll show you what I did is I cut up a bunch of leather power pads the other night. So as you saw probably in the previous video, I had some leather strips that I bought from Grand Slam Stringers. And what I did then is I took those strips and cut them. I just used this pair of cutters that I found out in my garage. It's not even a stringing tool really that I use, but just the cutters I found out in my garage. And I just cut the leather strips, sat down and cut up hundreds of them. So you can see I've got more power pads here than I'll ever need to last a lifetime, okay? So those are the power pads that I described and showed in the video, the previous video, the leather ones. I did want to follow up and show that I dug in my stringing material in my stringing drawer, and I had some of these old plastic power pads. These came, I bought my machine, my Sam Pro Master, I bought that used from a guy, and when I bought that machine from him, he provided me these plastic power pads, which I've never used. But you can see they're side by side, the leather one and the plastic one. I apologize, the plastic ones are kind of, they're transparent, so on this gray desk it's hard to show up. But you can see right next to the leather one, about the same size, and basically the string just goes right over. There's two little humps on this power pad here. I don't know if you can quite see it. It's not too good of an angle, but two little humps there. Anyway, I can't show it. But anyway, and the string goes right between it, okay? So those are your two options for power pads. There's the plastic kind and then the leather kind. I would say that the leather ones are probably used more often than the plastic ones, but I just wanted to bring to your attention that both are available. So let me put the camera back up here to see if we can turn around and get that board showing. So bear with me, okay? Hopefully we have that. So anyway, so then I just wanted to do kind of a quick comparison of the two types of power pads, okay? First category here is help prevent sharp angles, okay? So basically the power pad function, as I said in the last video, kind of pulls the string away from the grommet a little bit on the outside of the frame, and then because it's further away, it lessens the angle, so it helps prevent sharp angles of the string going into the grommets. Again, as you see in the previous video, that was much more problematic in the days of wooden rackets. Not so much nowadays, but people still use them. So help prevent sharp angles. The leather ones do that, and then the plastic ones also do that as well. Perhaps enlarge the sweet spot, and I put perhaps in quotes. Who knows if a tiny little power pad, by lengthening the mains that much, if it's going to enhance or enlarge the sweet spot. I'm sure that is still out for debate. But anyway, they'll both do that. The leather ones and the plastic ones will do that as well, because again, they're both pulling the string away from the frame slightly and making the mains a little bit longer. The third thing is provide dampening effect. And I actually have this wrong here. Let me erase this. Bear with me. The leather ones could perhaps, because of the softness of the material, they could, again, perhaps provide a little bit of a dampening effect, kind of similar to a vibration dampener. Now, I've heard from some others, a guy commented recently on my last video saying that he uses them, and he doesn't really feel much of a dampening effect. That's not really the reason why he uses them. But anyway, you could be. I've heard from others that, it does provide a little bit of a dampening effect. And that would be on the leather ones. I would assume that no, you're not going to feel that dampening effect on the plastic, because those plastic ones that I have, they're hard. They're rock hard plastic, so I don't think you're going to get a little bit of dampening effect with them. So leather has it, plastic don't. And then I put a last category of look cool. I think the leather ones look cool. I'm not a vibration dampener user, so I don't use vibration dampeners on my rackets. I haven't ever. I don't ever tie the rubber bands on there. It's just not my thing. I like the kind of the rough, raw feel of feeling the impact. So I don't use vibration dampeners, so I'm not going to use power pads either. But if I did, I would choose the leather ones because I think they look pretty cool. That last video shows them in the throat of the racket, so judge for yourself. Maybe I'm just a stringing geek who thinks those are cool, but hey, I do. So I say look cool. You're going to get that cool look with the leather ones. You're not with the plastic. I think those are boring and kind of plain looking. So anyway, that is the follow-up video to power pads. Now you probably know more than you ever wanted to about power pads. Like I showed you there, I have a lot of leather ones, more than I will probably use in a lifetime. So anyway, if you guys are interested and need some, like I mentioned in the last video, let me know. I'll put some in a plastic bag, ship them out to you. If you cover a couple bucks and then the shipping charges, I'll be happy to do that. So anyway, we'll go from there, and I will say thanks for checking in.